into our reading for the day. Now, this reading is kind of angled around a couple of dreams that I had. A collection of dreams actually over like the course of 3 days. Okay, and I want y'all to remember the number 3 because threes is going to be very significant as a, thank you for the gift, as a as confirmation of this reading moving forward. Okay, so pay attention to threes, whether that's 111, whether that is 333, whether that's 33, 21, 12. Okay, just look out for threes. Okay, because threes are going to be very symbolic, as well as things happening in threes, or you seeing things in threes. So 3 birds, 3 squirrels, 3 people to come and say something to you about something. I don't know. But threes are going to be very symbolic. Hold on. Okay. Threes are going to be very symbolic over the next couple of days. So I really want you guys to, kind of keep your eyes open when it comes to that. Because there's going to be certain messages and downloads that come through with the number 3, specifically the number 3. Okay. Just to start us off, again, this is a gift-based community, so feel free to gift as you see fit. If you do need to reload your gifts, you can go to www.tiktok.com/coins, because I know some people have been having trouble reloading their gifts on the app. Okay, thank you all for the gifts. For those who gift every time, thank you guys. It's much appreciated. It helps because I'm doing all of this for free. It's just a little donation to show your appreciation for the space. Also, likes and shares do also help get these videos in the algorithm so that more people can come and get these messages. All right. So, based on my dream, there were several different parts to this dream, but the message was a collective or cohesive message overall, right? Now, in one dream in particular, I'm not going to get into all of the details of the dream because the details really don't matter. But overall, a lot of you guys are, and we've been talking about this energy anyway, but a lot of y'all are breaking away from old patterns, right? Specifically, things that you have been doing to contribute to your own demise over, I want to say, the last 5 to 10 years, okay? There are certain people that maybe you were attached to. There were certain mentalities that maybe you had. There were certain ways of thinking, ways of being that maybe you had. There were certain values or morals that did not truly align with your future. And because of that, it was kind of keeping you stagnant, okay? Keeping you in this place where you weren't really progressing forward as much as you should have been and as much as you could have been, right? So over, I want to say the last 3 years specifically, again, that number 3 is significant. There's been a lot of changes within you as a person. And a lot of y'all didn't understand at first why things were not really growing for you and why things were not really changing for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But the bulk of that was because you were not making the necessary changes within yourself. A lot of y'all are realizing now that you have always been the missing piece to you getting to your next level and to your life developing in the manner that you've always wanted it to. The reason, again, that things were not moving is because you were focusing on a lot of things outside of yourself. Sometimes, we think like, okay, if I get rid of this specific person, then everything should change. If I get rid of this job, then everything should change. If I get rid of this relationship or this connection or this friendship, or if I move to a different city or state or, whatever, then everything should kind of change. And I feel like over the last 3 years, you realize no matter where I go, I will always be there. Like, no matter where I go, no matter who I disconnect from, no matter what relationships I let go of, no matter what connections I, leave behind, I'm still going to be there. Okay? I can't leave me behind. So even if I uproot and go to another environment, right? I'm still there in that environment, bringing whatever it is that I have with me. So it really doesn't necessarily change things, entirely. With that being said, because you guys have been doing that work, that leads to the second dream. The second dream I had was basically showing, again, threes were very significant. And it was showing 3 specific areas of your life that you've made generational and personal changes in. Okay? For some of you guys, it may be 2 of those things are generational, and then 1 is personal. Maybe all 3 is generational. Maybe 1 is generational and the other 2 are personal. It just depends on your personal life and what it looks like for you. But overall, there were 3 major areas in your life that have changed, specifically over the last 3 years. Okay? These 3 things have almost unlocked this new, Spirit is saying, this new character within you, right? Where not only do you show up differently, not only do you look at things differently, not only are you walking differently, talking differently, thank you for the gifts, but you also have shifted into, again, this new character. It's like when you play in a game and you unlock, new things, or you unlock a new character that has, new abilities that previous character didn't have. Is given that type of thing, okay? So a lot of you guys, because of the work that you've done, you've unlocked this new version of you that a lot of y'all didn't even know really existed. This is a part of you that you are not familiar with. It's almost like Spirit is saying it's almost like synonymous to like a clone. Like there's a whole nother version of you that is a bit different from you that you've never experienced before, right? But I feel like this is more of your true self that you're meeting at this point. It's almost like, if we use the clone example, it's almost like you were the clone, right? The way that you've been acting, the way that you've been moving through life, the version of you that you thought that you were wasn't your real identity, wasn't your real self. It was this falsified idea of who you thought you were based on society, based on experiences, based on trauma, based on hurt, pain, whatever it is. You were not near your full potential. And even with this new version of you being unlocked, it's still not your full potential. But it is more directly aligned with who you're supposed to be. Thank you for the gift. It's more directly aligned to who you're supposed to be, the energy that you're supposed to be giving, the ways that you're supposed to be thinking, the path that is more organic and natural for you. And this is why for a lot of you right now, even though you may not have all of the answers, even though you may not know exactly what the next steps are or what the roads up ahead will look like, there's still this sense of peace. I don't want to say comfort, because it's definitely not comfortable, but it's this sense of peace. It's this sense of being assured within yourself that things are going to work out. It's like this inner knowing, like shit is going to work out for me. It's like my lower self wants to be worried, but my higher self won't allow me to fully embrace worry or doubt or any type of real negativity. Okay, it's like the higher self is winning right now, very much so. When it comes to your outlook on life, when it comes to the way you see things kind of progressing for you, the way that you're growing overall in your life. Okay, now the third dream was more ancestral based, and some of you guys, I've been talking about inheritance a lot, But some of y'all inheritance is about to touch down. Sometimes, or oftentimes when we think of inheritance, we think of, someone having to pass away or be removed for us to get something, right? But I'm hearing this is going to almost be like double, because this inheritance that you're going to get before April specifically, okay? This inheritance that you're going to get before April is not going to require anyone to leave here, because it's not going to necessarily come from anyone who is here physically. I've been popping up in everybody's dream lately. What's going on? What's tea? But this inheritance is outside of this realm. It doesn't have anything to do with anyone who is here right now. This is a spiritual inheritance, and it's being inherited from previous lifetimes that you've had. So these are things that you kind of left in other lifetimes. So each lifetime, let me kind of break it down so y'all understand what I'm saying, okay? And if you see me kind of looking off to the side, it's because I'm trying to channel this message properly. Every lifetime that we have, right? We win things, we collect things, we have again wins, right? Things that are positive, things that happen positively for us. And then we have things that are negative that we experience in every lifetime, right? Because balance is required. But the thing about it is, when we leave that specific lifetime, sometimes those things stay where they are, right? So for example, if I could put it in, more simplistic terms, it's like if we use the example of money, right? The money that you accumulate in this lifetime, you can be a billionaire, but when you leave this realm, you can't take it with you. It stays there, right? To be redistributed, throughout the economy again in some type of way, shape, or form. It doesn't just sit, right? It gets redistributed some type of way. But I want y'all to think of this energetically, right? It doesn't mean that it won't transfer into money, because for some of you guys, some of this will be money, right? But more so energetically, a lot of the gifts that you guys accumulated over past lifetimes, you're about to get that back. This is why for some of you guys, your gifts or things that you've never experienced before is kind of happening, right? Like spiritually, some of you guys are seeing more in the spiritual realm, hearing more in the spiritual realm, more empathetic, right? And some of y'all are empaths, so you're picking up on more energetically. Some of you guys are able to almost read minds or read energy a lot easier. If you have gifts for root work, if you have gifts for astrology, if you have gifts for using your hands to heal or whatever, like it's your gifts are heightening, or there are certain gifts that are just being exposed to you for the first time, right? Which could put you in this weird space, all right? But for some of you guys, this is just a taste of what will be coming through for you as we approach this new cycle. So the things that are about to come in, this inheritance that is about to come in, is going to almost set you up, or set up this foundation for you for the official new year, the official new cycle, right? We know that the official new cycle starts Aries season. So before we get to Aries season, there's certain things that Spirit is going to be giving you over the course of the next, what's today, the 11th? So over the course of the next month and some change, there are going to be things that are slowly deposited into your energy, into your life, in order to help you be prepared for what this new cycle or this new season is bringing to you, okay? So think of it like, when you go to college, like for those who went to college, you do your 4 years, You get, or however many years, you get your degree, right? And that degree basically sets you up to be able to go into the job market and get a job that goes along with whatever your degree was in, and you're able to start at a certain salary because you have certain education, right? That type of thing. So based on the education, based on the work that you've been doing specifically over these last 3 years, okay? Because it's not like y'all haven't been working more than these last 3 years, but there's something that switched within these last 3 years specifically that you are about to get some type of, I don't want to say reward, because that's not really the word, even though I guess it would be some type of reward, but you're about to get some type of return for. It's like a return of energy, a return of work ethic, okay, a return of patience, okay? And I feel like a lot of you guys are being tested with patience more than anything. I feel like patience was one of the biggest lessons that was being learned over these last 3 years, because even though these last couple of years kind of move very quickly, they also move very slowly at the same time, if that makes sense. It was a very slow burn, right? So it's like time is moving fast, but progress seems super slow. You know what I'm saying? Time was moving fast, but getting to that next level and feeling, secure within where you were was very, very slow. You know what I'm saying? So things are about to speed up in a very positive way, in a very beneficial way for a lot of you guys. And you're going to start getting in return a lot of what you have been putting out, period, in general. All right? With that being said, it's going to be important for you guys to listen to your body right now. And y'all know I always teach you guys that, everything is connected, right? That's one of the main things that we talk about over here, how there's just not one section of things, and everything goes together in some type of way, shape, or form, right? This shit is a puzzle. Thank you for the gifts. And all of the pieces fit together in some type of way. Based on that, y'all really have to listen to your body in general, but specifically over the next month and some change. Okay? Not only on a health level or a physical level, but also on an energetic level. Because a lot of the downloads, a lot of the messages, thank you for the gifts, a lot of the things that Spirit is going to be sending you, sharing with you, teaching you, telling you about your space, about the people in your space, so on and so forth, is going to be felt more so than it is seen or heard in the physical realm. Okay, there's going to be a lot of downloads that just come in the form of intuition. And y'all gotta be paying attention to your body, because your body works alongside your intuition, right? On a physical level, your nervous system controls or relates to or is connected to your intuition. So when you feel off intuitively, it will send signals to the nervous system, which will send signals to the body. And this is why you get them tingling feelings in your gut, or your chest gets heavy, or you just feel weird, or things like that, right? That happens because, again, the body, the spirit body, and the physical body are connected. And the way that the higher self or the spirit communicates to the body is through the nervous system, right? The nervous system controls all of the feeling in your body. It is your energy center for the body, right? The nervous system is based on electrical waves, aka energy. That's all that is, right? So the brain and the vertebrae, right, the spine, where all of your nerves are connected to, is sending these electrical waves out to certain parts of the body to alert you to certain things, to put certain things in your head, to show you certain things, to make you aware of certain things, so that you can tap in on the spiritual level. So it's like the spirit alerts the body so that the body can alert the consciousness, so the consciousness can then tap in spiritually and see, like, okay, what's the message? What are you saying? You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to tell me here? This is when we tap into our tools like meditation, or just being still, or connecting with our ancestors, spirit team. Things like that, to kind of break down, okay, what is the spirit or the spiritual realm trying to communicate to me through my physical body. Okay, so pay attention to the body over these next couple of weeks. A lot of you guys may feel the need to eat more electric or energy-based foods. So fruits, vegetables. You may be craving more fruits, more vegetables. You may be craving more water, or H3O2, which is fruit or vegetable water, the water that comes from fruit and vegetables. No, I'm not vegan, I'm pescatarian. Thank you for the gifts. But this is because those parts of you need to be heightened right now for you to get the downloads and the messages. On top of that, a lot of these downloads and messages that you do receive will be steps for you to take, things for you to do. I don't particularly do dry fasting, so I'm not sure. But a lot of these downloads and intuitive messages will be your next steps. Now, everything is not going to make sense in the moment. And y'all know I always tell y'all that. When it comes to our intuition, when it comes to the messages that our intuition gives us, everything does not make sense in the moment. So don't expect it to. But you're going to have to operate in almost a faith-based energy where you just trust your gut. And this is why, again, going back to cravings, a lot of you guys are craving more high vibrational foods, right? Fruits and vegetables, or organic things, right? Because what that's going to do is recharge you on a physical level so that it's easier for you to read the information on a spiritual level, if that makes sense. Okay. Also, dreams will be more vivid and you will want to sleep longer. All right. And that's because a lot of you guys are doing self-work in the astral realm, or soul work rather, in the astral realm. And there's going to be a lot of things that you're doing. Okay, you the second person that say I was in your dream. There's going to be a lot of things being done on a soul level in the astral realm, so it's going to be harder for you guys to wake up. If you've been feeling a lot more groggy lately, like you don't want to let that bed go, you wake up, usually maybe you can get up and, you know, get the day going and blah, 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 blah. You may feel a little bit more groggy, a little bit more tired when it comes to getting up. And even if you go to bed at a decent time, right, it's like it doesn't make sense why I feel so groggy, or it's like I got fucking 12-15 hours of sleep. I went to sleep early, or I went to sleep at a decent time, and usually I can get up and I can, you know, do what I need to do and move around, but I feel very groggy. I feel very you know, still super tired, like almost as if I didn't really get any sleep at all, for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's because, again, y'all are doing a lot of soul work in the astral realm. And remember, the soul does not get tired. However, when the soul returns to the body is going to feel the physical effects of what the soul has been doing. And this is why you feel groggy, right? The soul itself is not tired, because souls don't tire, right? Souls operate off of infinite energy. They are infinite in energy, right? Energy is neither created nor destroyed. So all of the energy that is here, right? But when that soul comes back to the body, because you know the soul leaves the body at night or whenever you sleep, soul leaves the body, okay? Because the soul don't need to go to sleep. So the soul leaves the body, returns to the astral realm, and does whatever it needs to do. When it returns back to the body, the physical body picks up on whatever that energy was that soul was experiencing while the body was vacant, right? So you're feeling the physical effects from the soul work that you've been doing in other realms. And this is why it's hard for you guys to really wake up and go about your day and kind of be normal, right? Also, some of you guys may have been dreaming about ancestors more so lately, or spirit guides, so spirits that you may be attached to that may not be blood related. That's another thing. So if you've been dreaming about any ancestors or any past loved ones, that can also be confirmation of this. If you wake up multiple times a night, I mean, that can have a number of different meanings. It depends on you personally. But yeah, a lot of you guys could be having experiences with ancestors more so recently, within the last, I want to say, couple of weeks. There's something significant about the 111 portal that we had. Again, going back to threes, right? January 11th, right? That was a 111 portal. And there was something significant, or some type of significant change that happened energetically for a lot of you guys. And it kind of opened up this new realm of experiences that you guys are having on a spiritual level, okay? If your diet, again, has been changing, if your dreams have been more vivid, if you've been dreaming more about ancestors or past loved ones. Also, if you've been dreaming about pregnancy or giving birth, or the birth of a child, or the birth of something, that could be another thing. Or dreaming about babies could be also significant and be confirmation, because this is signifying something new being developed, something new coming, something new being birthed or brought into your life as well. Monkeys are significant, specifically like the little baby monkeys, not like full grown adult, but specifically baby monkeys are significant for whatever reason. Snakes can also be significant as well, representing the Kundalini energy, and the shift of, not even the shift, but the ascension of energy that is kind of taking place as well. Dolphins could be significant as well. Doesn't mean you have to dream about these animals, but these animals could have been standing out to you over the last couple of weeks, specifically since January up until now. Yeah. There could also be irritation with like the sinus areas, so the eyes, the nose, the ears. If you've been having like ear aches or fullness of the ears, where it kind of feel like when you're on like an airplane and like you get that pressure in the ears, or ears ringing, runny nose, eye irritation, things like that. This could also be like the back of the throat, like waking up with almost like a sore throat or a scratchy throat, or it feels like the throat is raw, if you know what I'm talking about. That can also be symbolic as well, or confirmation. Make sure you guys are taking your herbs, your herbal supplements, your teas, things like that, to help clear that area out. Ginger is going to be important. Garlic is going to be important. Onions are important. Mullein is important to help you clear the lungs. Marshmallow root is good for excess mucus. Ladies, you could also have like phantom cramps. I don't even know what a phantom cramp is. I know what a cramp is, but for some reason Spirit is in a phantom cramp. So I'm guessing like you're not on your cycle, or you're not ovulating, but you're still having these weird cramp like feelings in the stomach or flutters in the womb area. Some of y'all could have had some false positives for like pregnancy tests or something. Or pregnancy scare, okay? Delayed cycles or early cycles or elongated cycles can also be significant. For some of you guys, your cycle date could have changed completely. So maybe you usually get your cycle towards the end of the month, and then you get it at the beginning of the month, or you usually get it at the beginning of the month, and then you get it at like the middle of the month or something like that. Like just complete changes when it comes to your cycle. Still regular for those who are regular, but completely different time of the month than normal. I'm also getting that a lot of you guys have been feeling like you have more control over your body, especially when it comes to pain. Being able to like manage the pain in your body with your mind, or being able to control the body more with your mind. Okay, a lot of y'all are starting to realize that you have a lot more say so over the feelings and the experiences that you have when it comes to the physical body. You can control it a lot more. You can you can shift a lot of what you feel physically and even emotionally. A lot of y'all are managing y'all emotions a lot different with the mind. The mind control, or your ability to control your mind, is heightening overall, right? So situations that, it's almost like when you find yourself, okay, y'all remember when we was kids, and this is kind of funny, but y'all remember when we was kids and like you got in trouble, you got a spanking or whatever, and you was crying and you go in the bathroom, and we all had that weird inclination to smile at ourselves in the mirror, even though we was in pain and we was hurting, we was crying. You just got that weird cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs feeling, just to smile at yourself in the mirror. I feel like that's just a shared experience of everybody. It's so weird. I think we're all kind of psycho. But it's like that. It's like even in moments where you find yourself going through actual pain or heartache or emotional distress, you can control your emotions. Like you can shift that shit on and off, and you're realizing like, damn, I spent a lot of time in the past allowing certain emotions to trap me, or to lead me to destruction, destructive behaviors, destructive patterns, destructive actions, depression, anxiety, whatever. And now I'm realizing that I never had to succumb to those feelings or emotions. I always had control over them, and at any point I could have changed it just by changing my mentality, just by changing my mindset, just by thinking differently, feeling differently. It's like just switching something off in your head. Like you're gaining more control over your physical vessel. Okay? And a lot of it is, again, because whatever you healed in the spiritual realm, whatever you healed generationally, it was attached to some of the things that you weren't able to necessarily control as much as you wanted to. So you healed what you needed to heal. And again, it unlocked this more, what's the word, spirit? This more spiritually advanced version of you. So a lot of y'all are tapping into some of the most spiritually advanced times that you've ever experienced, that you've ever had. everything is being heightened. Everything is being taken to that next level. And a lot of y'all had to realize that, again, going back to my first point, this had to happen internally before you can see it externally. We've been taught based on society to fix our environment first and then fix ourselves last. And that never works, right? Because, again, you take yourself wherever you go. So if you're shitty in North Carolina, you're going to be shitty in Texas. You know what I'm saying? If you're shitty in this relationship, you're going to be shitty in that next relationship. It doesn't matter unless you're doing the self-work, right? So now you guys have flipped the switch. Now you're doing so much self-work. And I feel like we did a reading similar to this for this specific point where Spirit was saying y'all are doing so much self-work that is kind of going unnoticed by you because you don't even realize in so many ways the changes that you're making. Right? Because they may feel, while you're going through it, they may feel so insignificant. They may feel so small. They may feel so little. You know what I'm saying? So just like, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. It's not that big. You don't see it as big as what it actually is until you get to this specific point in your life and you kind of start to reflect. Because we're in the final quarter of, you know, this 9-year, or in the final quarter of the official energetic year, right? The new year starts in Aries season, which is March 20th, 21st, one of those dates. So we're in like the final stretch of this previous cycle. And usually in the final stretches when we go through our moments of reflection, our moments of rejuvenation, our moments of rest, our moments of, you know, perspective changes and wisdom being applied, right? Not just knowing what is wise, but doing the wise thing, okay? I see a lot of you guys too. You haven't been responding, again, to things the way that you normally would. So things that would normally take you to 10, you've been given very much so 3 energy. You know what I'm saying? Things that would normally take you to the highest of festivity doesn't really have that much of an effect on you. Or the way that you see it, the perspective that you have about it, is not what you normally would have had this happen to you at any point before this. Had you experienced this at any time before this moment, you would have been looking at, you know, certain situations and certain experiences, thank you for the gift, as such a negative, as such a bad thing. You know, it probably would have put you in a depressive state or caused you to start overthinking or being self-judgmental or self-critical or whatever. But it's like certain things you don't even react to anymore, right? Because again, you've elevated spiritually to the point where you can't see those things. You can't even see those things the way that you normally would, even if you tried. You know what I'm saying? Your perspective and your vision has changed and altered so much that even if you tried to see it that way, it wouldn't even allow you to, because of all of the changes that you've made and all of the growth that you've had. So Spirit is saying for a lot of you guys, this is the time, honestly, to start congratulating yourself and doing stuff for yourself. If you've been led to, thank you for the gift, babe. If you've been led to do more self-care stuff, do more self-care stuff. Okay, if you've been led to splurge a little bit on yourself, and I'm not just talking about buying things, right? But investing into yourself, right? Investing into your life, investing into, you know, things that are productive, right? Not just spending money on shit. You know what I'm saying? We can always buy clothes. We can always buy shoes. We can always buy shit like that. But it's like investing into yourself, whether that's like a spa day, whether that is, you know, spiritual items that you need, whether that is getting your hair done, nails done, things that make you feel good on a on a internal level, right? Yes, classes, courses, mentorships, anything that can help, therapy, um, uh, even going to the grocery store and buying more, healthy things, right? That's an investment, because eating healthy is expensive, right? That's why not a lot of people do it, because it's expensive to keep up with buying organic and shit like that. But a lot of you guys may be feeling led to change up your lifestyle, right? Investing into gym memberships, like things that will have a lasting impression on you versus something that will just be gratifying in the moment, something that just will feel good for the moment. Okay, I also see a lot of you guys definitely clinging to solitude right now. You don't really want to be around too many people, and if you do, it is very, very special people who are aligned with where you are. So this could be like, even in certain situations, it's like your bestest friend. You don't even really want to be around her, but maybe you have another friend that may not be particularly your best friend, or maybe you didn't know them as long, but you rather be around them because it's something about their energy that aligns with your energy. Or if you usually hang out with family, it's like you're not really hanging out with family even though you love them, it's no beef, but there's someone else that may align more with where you are, and you want to hang out with them a little bit more, that type of thing. Like you guys are magnetic, right? And you're attracting what you are. You're attracting where you are as well. So don't be surprised if you guys start meeting people and you guys click instantly, because we know time doesn't exist, and we know that, like I said, you guys are inheriting things from a previous lifetime. So some of these energies you had some type of connection with at a previous time. May not have been this particular lifetime, right? Which is why you probably aren't familiar with them physically, but energetically, right? You are connecting with these people, and it's given like, I've known you forever, even though maybe we just met the other day, or we just met today type of thing, or we only known each other for a couple months or a couple weeks, or whatever the case is. But the connection is so much deeper than some of the connections that you've had for a long time, or some of the connections that you've been more comfortable with or more active in. Okay, and this is why Spirit is saying, really pay attention to your intuition, because your intuition is heightened anyway. And naturally, when we're put into new environments, new friendships, new partnerships, new spaces, new whatever, of course we gravitate to what we know. We feel more comfortable with what we know. We feel more comfortable with who we know. Even though we may not be necessarily connected with those energies anymore, or those energies have run their course, we still are more comfortable because it's what we know, right? But you're going to have to really follow your intuition, because there's going to be people who are sent to align with you that you may not know physically, but intuitively you're going to feel comfortable. Intuitively you're going to have that connection. Intuitively it's going to make sense. So don't get distracted by your thoughts based on this physical world. You're going to have to, this is the time to really tap in more spiritually than you ever have, okay? And not to the point where it's like spiritual psychosis, right? Where it's like you start going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But understanding that there's no coincidences and everything happens for a reason, right? And really taking that to hell. Everything happens for a reason. So if I met this person and I connected with this person and everything feels organic, it's happening for a reason. If I, like somebody just said they got fired in the comments. If I got fired on, for no reason, just seems like it just came up out of nowhere, it's happening for a reason, right? If I, separate from somebody, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whatever it is, it's happening for a reason, right? If I plan a trip and that trip just so happens to get canceled and I end up actually doing something else, it happened for a reason. Like everything that is happening for you right now is spiritual. It is based on divine intervention and in divine alignment. And as long as you keep that not even in the back of your head, in the forefront. Okay, you keep that in the front of your brain, in the forehead region. Okay, then it won't make it comfortable. I'm not going to say that, because anything that we do new is going to be uncomfortable or challenging in some type of way, shape, or form. But it will help you understand it more and accept it more for what it is. Therefore, eventually, you will get more comfortable with the idea of whatever that new thing is. Okay? I also see you guys connecting more with animals, whether this is watching like animal shows or going to like the zoo or the aquarium or like little safaris or something like that. Or your connection with animals can be different as well. Maybe certain animals are coming up to you or they're around your house or something like that. That is a telltale sign of your energy shifting. Anytime you're starting to attract animals on a different level, or you feel a connection to animals on a deeper level, that's definitely confirmation of a shift in energy. INNER, energy. And it's a depiction of what you're putting out, right? Animals don't gravitate to people with nasty spirits and nasty energy or low vibrational beings. They just fucking don't. Animals they operate off of energy because of the fact that they can't necessarily communicate verbally and things like that, right? So they operate off of energy, right? They read people based on energy. They connect based on energy. So if you are attracting more animals, even if you don't own animals, maybe you can go to somebody's house and they got an animal and that animal want to be all up under you or shit like that, right? Or if you do have a pet, your pet may be more clingy, more so now than ever before, or want to be up under you more now than ever before, or whatever. Okay, that's definitely confirmation as well of this shift that is happening. I do feel like a lot of you guys are about to walk into more stable experiences when it comes to again, your inheritance. What's coming in for a lot of you guys, again, is setting you up for this new cycle, this new trip, right, around the sun. For a lot of you, this can come in the form of a job or an opportunity. This can come in the form of business elevation, more clientele, more viewers, more followers, things that contribute to the ascension of your business or of your monetary or financial gain. Some of you guys could be getting promoted or something like that. But there definitely will be some elevation when it comes to your financial life or the financial side of things. Okay, I also feel like when it comes to family is also going to be heightened. Family will be heightened more after June 9th, because then Jupiter goes into Cancer, and Cancer regulates the family dynamic. So family will be a lot more heightened specifically after June 9th, but you may start seeing little sprinkles of elevation when it comes to family. Now, for some of you guys, elevation can look like you detaching from family as well. So I want to be clear about that. It doesn't always mean that you're going to reconnect with people or build a stronger bond. Sometimes it means that the bonds will be broken, because that's the healthiest thing. Whatever the healthiest option is, that's what the elevation will look like. Okay, so I don't want you to go into it thinking like, oh, finally me and this person is going to be cool. Maybe it's not meant for y'all to be cool, right? And maybe you will elevate past that idea of thinking that it will be, and be more accepting of what things are. I feel like a lot of y'all are accepting more that, and accepting the understanding that your physical biological family is not necessarily needed in everybody's journey. It's not meant for you to connect with everybody that you're blood related to, and for everybody's journey. That's a social concept. That's not a spiritual concept. Okay? Hold on. With that being said, you know, it may be a little bittersweet. You know, that realization is a little bittersweet when you realize, okay, It may not necessarily be for me to connect with my family or have certain relationships with, you're welcome, babe, with my physical family or my earthly family, quote unquote. However, spirit will be giving you other people who will stand in as family. Okay, so this is why I'm saying be open to new connections, because these new connections serve some type of purpose. It doesn't mean that everybody that you meet is automatically going to be a part of this new family that you have. Some people just have a job to do in your life, whether that's to further you to a certain point, whatever, and then, you know, they go their separate ways, or, you know, whatever. But you will be receiving people who are supposed to be a part of your family dynamic. Also, pay attention to your peripheral view, because I just I'm not gonna tell you what I seen, but I just seen some shit over there. Pay attention to your peripheral view. A lot of you guys could be seeing things out of your peripheral. Okay, you're not going crazy. Again, a lot of us are ascending to a new spiritual space. The soul is ascending on a spiritual level, therefore the body has to catch up, okay? Pay attention to that shit. You may not be able to necessarily detail what you're seeing in your peripheral, but if you're seeing something, period, again, that could be confirmation of you being more aware of the energies around you, okay? All right, let's see. Yeah, we got the High Priestess. So like I said, this is a time of spiritual elevation, right? The High Priestess is, you know, very magical. Magical with a K, not a C, right? Very magical energy, very very whimsical and free energy, right? And it's almost like, I always use the example of, like, if you ever watched the first Spider-Man, right? When Spider-Man first got bit by the spider and his gifts started showing up, he had no idea what the fuck to do with them gifts. You know, he was trying to shoot the shit up the wall, and he was busting his ass, and, you know, he was trying to figure out how to even activate the webs, and being more intentional, you know, more conscious of his gift. Like, he went through a phase of trying to figure all of this shit out, right? And symbolically, that's kind of where you guys are, right? Where you're trying to figure out how to activate certain gifts, how to tap into them more consciously, right? Because a lot of times with our gifts, when we first have our gifts shown to us, right, or we're starting to be more exposed to them, where a lot of it is subconscious. It's like we don't have control over it, right? So you're kind of doing things, but you don't really know how you're doing it, and you don't have any conscious control over it where you can just do it when you want. It's kind of like it just kind of happens, right? So a lot of y'all are in that first stage where you're figuring out how to be more direct and more intentional with your gifts, having more control over your gifts, and being able to manipulate them in ways that you want, when you want, and how you want, right? So again, going back to that word patience, be very patient with yourself as you're going through this process. Pay attention to the signs as well, because there's going to be a lot of confirmation around you. A lot of y'all have been wanting confirmation, and these last 3 years, Spirit wasn't giving you a lot of it because you had to learn to trust yourself. For a lot of y'all, that was one of your main issues, and one of the main lessons that you had to learn is that you won't always have confirmation, but it doesn't mean that you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'll put my cash up in the comments. You won't always have confirmation, but it doesn't mean that you're wrong. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that, you know, you are out of alignment. It doesn't mean any of that. You know what I'm saying? And you had to learn to trust yourself first without confirmation, because confirmation won't always be there when you need it. Sometimes confirmation comes after you've done whatever you had to do. after you've been made to take whatever steps you had to take. You know what I'm saying? Intuition usually comes before confirmation, right? So a lot of y'all had to learn to trust yourself. When you feel something in your gut, when your intuition tells you something, you got to just go with it and know that eventually the confirmation will come, right? So now a lot of y'all are moving into a space where spirit is going to start giving you that confirmation a little bit more than you had it within the last 3 years. Okay, it's almost like you proved yourself to a certain extent, and the confirmation that you've been looking for is going to start slowly coming in. It's not going to be as much as you want still, right? Because there's still a level of you really getting more secure in yourself and the direction that you intuitively feel, the steps that you intuitively feel to take, right? So it's not going to be like every single thing you're going to get confirmation on. Like, no. But there will be certain moments where you will get instant confirmation or instant assurance that you're making the right decision or you're taking the right steps. So you can find some solace in that. Spirit is also saying pay attention to how children gravitate to you as well. We know children are pure energy, pure souls, especially toddlers, babies, you know, those who are nonverbal, or have little to no verbal communication. That will also be a telltale sign of where you kind of are energetically, okay? Because babies, they vibrate off of energy. They connect off of energy. They don't know how to speak. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to walk. They don't know how to do a lot of that stuff, right? So a lot of it is energetic for them. A lot of it is telepathic, right? Where they're sending messages and, you know, they're communicating with the mind, right? Babies are amazing with telepathy, right? So pay attention to that, okay? You may have a lot of children gravitate to you as well. Or babies just, you know, kind of, as I said, that, look at that, 7 of Pentacles. Babies just kind of gravitate to you and your energy, or they feel secure with you. So it's giving me like the crying baby, that you pick the baby up and automatically they're soothed, rather than, you know, they may be in the hands of whoever else, you know what I'm saying, and they don't find that peace, right? Pregnancy is also heightened. I have to say that. If you're not looking to be pregnant, then you need to protect yourself. But I see, even if you do get pregnant and you wasn't looking to get pregnant, I feel this would be a positive for you. Now, I'm not speaking to the people who are delusional when you with somebody that you know you're not supposed to be with. I'm not talking to you. Respectfully. Or disrespectfully, however you take it. I'm not talking to you. If you in relationship and connection with somebody that you know is no good for you, and you know who is no good for you, whether you want to acknowledge it and admit it or not. But I'm not talking about that, okay? And I know I get very clear over here because I don't celebrate delusion when it comes to shit like that. If we're gonna be delusional, we're gonna be delusional and manifesting things that are positive for us, right? But we're not gonna be delusional and being with fuck niggas and stupid ass relationships, male or female. We don't do that over here, okay? We don't tolerate that bullshit over here. That's why I don't do love readings, because y'all be wanting to be delusional, and I don't do that. But for those who are with a partner, right, that is for them, that is a healthy situation, right, that could be a potential. So just pay attention to that. Healthy relationships, period, are going to start to, since the 9th, we've kind of went into this new energy. So relationships, period, healthy relationships are on the horizon or are starting to manifest for a lot of you guys, especially if you've been spending a lot of time healing and working on yourself. And you may have had situationships, but you weren't in anything serious or seriously committed. This could be the time where some of those things start to bloom and blossom. I feel like it's not going to come in a way that you expect it. It's not going to come in the package that you expect either. Not to say that the package is going to be ripped and looking crazy. Okay? Because we are physical beings, right? So I don't believe in anybody being with anyone that they're not physically attracted to. I think that that's diabolical. Because I got to look at your ass every day. But it just may not be in your particular, your particular realm of things that, not the cameras, baby. I've been accused of that so much. People like, you got cameras in my house? Maybe. It may not be your particular realm of expectations, right? So maybe in your head, you're like, yeah, I want a man or a woman. I want a man that's 6'3" and chocolate and whoop. And the man that you get may be like 5'9", light skin, like, you know what I'm saying, like that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You won't have to negotiate on your morals or your values. Like, this person will align with you, but they just may not come in the package that you wanted specifically. Okay, for my men, maybe like I want me a little 5'5", pretty brown with a fat ass. Blah, blah, blah. She might be a little skinny mini, little, you know what I'm saying, chocolate Joan. That's maybe like 5'7". You know what I'm saying? It just may not come in the package that you thought it would come in, right? So be open. I don't like the word blessing, but don't block your abundance. Don't block what is here for you, because you're being shallow. I'm just gonna say it how I want to say it. I feel like as we move through generations, especially more recently, we become more shallow. You know what I'm saying? With these expectations of looks, social media has been a blessing, or not a blessing, I hate that word, a gift and a curse, right? Because you see so many other people's quote unquote relationships and standards and all of these things, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of puts this, overcast over your expectations that doesn't really work for the real you and where you need to be and where you need to go, right? So don't look at it from that perspective. And this person you will click with immediately. It won't be a delay in the connection. You may be delayed a little bit just because outwardly they may not be in the package that you expected, but when you guys start to connect, have conversation, whatever, it will be spot on. And that's really all that matters. Spot on as far as morals, spot on as far as values, spot on as far as outlooks on life, goals, expectations. There could also be some similarities in regards to things that you guys have healed from. Okay. Babe, why you putting your cash up in my comments? There may be some similarities from things that you guys have healed from. Or your recent past may be different. No, sweetheart, I'm gonna hold on. There you go. Yeah, your recent past may be similar. So maybe you guys could have had some of the same, thank you, babe. Some of you guys could have had some of the same experiences recently as far as growth and as far as healing, right? Maybe you guys could have experienced some of the same past people in relationship, right? Or just, again, some of the same growing pains, I would say. When you do align with this person, before you align with this person, during the moment of you aligning with this person, And even after you guys start to build whatever you build, whether that's just conversations becoming more consistent, you connecting on a deeper level, whatever, there will be people that pop up from the past. And that will be your confirmation that you are where you are or where you need to be. And I'm not just talking about like recent people. I'm talking about like, I ain't talked to you in years type of people. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be people, period. Your past will start to try to come back through the form of certain people. Okay? So that would be confirmation as well that you've aligned with the right people. Even when you align with the friends that you're supposed to be connected with, or the job that you're supposed to have, or the career that you're supposed to have, or the clientele that you're supposed to have, whatever. Confirmation of that will be these people from the past popping up. Just is what it is. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Ace of Swords. So stand firm on the things that you have removed out of your life and the things that you've removed from your space. Okay? There will be people who come into your life at some point that will try to trigger your old self. Okay? These could be new people. These could be old people. These could be people that you already had experiences with. But triggers will be presented to you. Especially when you start to align with things that are for you, these things will be triggered. Okay? Specifically because Spirit is also trying to give you an opportunity to prove to yourself that you've made the changes that you've made. A lot of times we think that the test, thank you, babe. A lot of times we think that the test that we've received or that we're going through is a test of like if we deserve what we have or shit like that, right? But it's more so of confirmation to you of who you have become and the changes that you've made, right? Sometimes you got to be put in two similar situations so that you can react differently, you can show up differently, and then you can see yourself differently. Because until we're kind of put in similar situations, it's hard to see if we've actually changed. It's hard to acknowledge if we've actually, have grown, past where we've been or where we are, or the mentalities that we had or the actions that we used to take. Like, it's hard to really see the growth until you're put in a situation that resembles the past, and you decide to choose differently. You decide to do something different. So when these tests come, know that that's there so that you can prove to yourself that you are different. Because we don't give ourselves enough credit for the changes that we've made because we're used to being hard on ourselves. A lot of us have never truly been praised for our accomplishments, for our changes, for our actions, for our growth, right? So we're learning to praise ourselves, right? We're learning to show gratitude and be thankful for ourselves, right? So in that lesson, it's that switch of responsibility. You're taking the responsibility off of people outside of yourself and you're putting it onto you, right? You're putting it onto you, where it's like, I'm going to give myself the accolades. I'm going to give myself the gratification. I'm going to give myself the honor that I am due. I'm not going to wait for these people to say, hey, I noticed that you've changed. I don't need to wait for you. I'm already throwing myself a whole party and a whole shindig because I stopped cussing motherfuckers out. or because I stopped responding to certain things, or because I finally walked away from those negative people or those negative energies or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to wait for other people to acknowledge the changes that I made, because some of y'all are around people who don't want you to change. So you'll be waiting forever. If that was the case, you'll be waiting for an entirety. You know what I'm saying? For these people to give you credit, or for them to say good job. Yeah. Like, these people like to see you in a destructive state. They like when you would crash out. They like when you would, you know, pick up the phone and talk shit with them about other people, or when you were getting sloppy drunk, or when you were dependent on, you know, additives, whether that was Mary Jane or alcohol or pills or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They appreciated you being in that energy because they could relate to that version of you. But the more you grow, the less relatable you are. And people don't like to be around people that they can't relate to. Whether it's negative or whether it's positive, they don't give a fuck. If I can't relate to you in some type of way, shape, or form, it makes me uncomfortable. And a lot of these people have not made the decision within their own lives to make the necessary changes. So they damn sure don't want to be around you while you're changing and elevating and growing and doing all of these things. And it's exposing them more, you know, for being in the energy that they're in. They don't want to see that shit. You over here building Nine of Wands energy. You're building, you're operating in your passions, you're operating in your gifts. You are excelling, you are advancing, you are ascending, right? You're making all of these different changes and you're growing in all of these different ways. And it's making a lot of people uncomfortable. Right? Not only within these 3 years have you made changes within yourself, but the changes that you did make within yourself forced you to change your environments. It forced changes in your friendships. It forced changes in, you know, your life. Okay? Thank you guys for the gifts. Again, if you do want to send gifts, you can reload at www.tiktok.com/coins. Gifts are appreciated. My Cash App is being pinned as well for those who want to send donations that way. Everything is appreciated. All of the likes are appreciated. All of the shares are appreciated as well. But yeah, this is definitely forcing out a lot of the negativity that was in your space. Some of it went unnoticed, right? Until you made the changes you made. Because, again, change separates you from those who are the same, right? When you elevate, when you change, when you grow, when you walk differently, talk differently, think differently, whether you like it or not, you're separating yourself from those who are still operating off of that old mentality and off of those old ways of being and thinking and feeling, right? So, Nine of Cups, you've been making a lot of internal changes, right? We got 2 9s back to back. Okay, I told y'all 333 is significant. 333 equals what? Okay, I'm just saying these 3s are significant. Okay, we got 2 9 cards back to back. Yeah, the more you've grown and the changes that you've made have made you stand out a little bit more than I think you even realize. Like, it's like being in a room full of white. Everybody got on white, and then you come up in there with red. They got on all white, and you step up in there with an all red outfit. I'm saying, like, in your head, you may not be that out the box, you know what I'm saying? But that's how bad you're standing out to the people who are around you. It's like, who the fuck is this motherfucker coming in here with all this goddamn red on thinking they better than us? We all got on white, you know what I'm saying? We white from the shirt to the pants or the dress or the shoes or whatever, the accessories, you know, everything is white. And here come this motherfucker busting through the door trying to act all normal with red on from head to toe. It's like you stand out and you stick out like a sore fucking thumb. Whether you want to or not, whether it was intended for you to feel that way or not, that's just the reality of growth, right? And again, people have the option and the ability to grow as well, but that's not on you. You know, if they want to grow, then they can grow. Nobody is stopping them. But you also can't stunt your growth or stop your growth because they're too lazy or they're just not in that space in their life right now or whatever the situation may be. Let's get one more card and then we're going to put some confirmation. If you've been here since the beginning of the live, shout out to you. If this is your first time watching, drop some hearts in the comments. Make sure that you follow if this is your first time. We do readings on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Mondays and Wednesdays, we do lessons. Tomorrow's lesson will be on crystals and meditation. And on Thursdays, we do topics and panels. All right? So, shout out to everybody who is here for the first time. Again, make sure that you follow. Also subscribe to my YouTube, which is linked in the bio. All of my lives are always posted to YouTube the following day. So this live will be posted to YouTube tomorrow for you guys to watch it from the beginning and take from it whatever you need, okay? Tomorrow I'll be live around between like 4 and 4:30. It really depends because it's snowing here in Maryland right now. And I do my lessons from my streaming office. So it depends. If it snows and I can't make it to the office tomorrow, then I'll probably just do a panel or something tomorrow. So we'll play it by ear, okay? Last card out is the Devil, okay? And I feel like this is a past energy for you guys. I feel like you freed yourself from this specific energy, okay? You're no longer... You ever seen like the babies, like the funny videos of the babies where like, for example, like I seen a baby was like in a little crib or something or whatever, and they was crying because they couldn't get out, but then the mom like opened it. Like it was simple to open, like the baby could have opened it itself, and then they stopped crying and they put it back. It's like they wanted to be trapped, and then they would cry again. Or I seen another video where like the baby had his hand like closed into like the little diaper thing, and the mom like pulled the thing open and the baby like put it back on his hand and cried. It's like wanting to be trapped, trapping yourself purposely, and then crying about it. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, that's kind of how a lot of you were. Like, you had the control to do what you wanted to do and to free yourself from whatever you were experiencing, but you didn't, right? And now you realize, like, damn, this whole time I was the one, you know, closing the shit back on myself when I didn't have to, you know? It was me that was, you know, feeling however I was feeling and doing whatever I was doing, you know, to cause my life to be the way that it's been. Of course, there are certain challenges that we just have to go through and experience. Of course, there's certain lessons that we just have to learn. But sometimes we create unnecessary circumstances for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? For no fucking reason. So, now that you kind of understand that, a lot of you guys are freeing yourself and have been freeing yourself from a lot of these experiences. All right, let's get some confirmation to close out. If you are interested in booking a one-on-one reading with me, one-on-one mentorship, one-on-one consultations, counseling sessions, astrology services, I do have a special on my website right now. If you spend $50, you get 20% off of an additional service. The promo code is PocaHonest, just like it is in my name. put that in at checkout and it will calculate the discount for you, okay? If you go on a website and you see something that you're interested in, but you want to tweak it or you want to customize it, fill out the contact form on the website. Give me a little background on what it is that you're kind of looking for. And if we can negotiate a price, then we will, so that you can get the service that you're looking for, all right? Confirmation, change your environment. Yeah. People, places, things, music, TV, social media, all of those things are changing for the majority of you guys. You know, you're not into the things that you used to be into because you're not the same person anymore, right? That old version of you was into a lot of that low vibrational stuff. That old version of you was into a lot of that negative stuff for those negative people or being in those negative environments, right? But this new version of you doesn't crave or desire those things, right? And you're changing, and have been changing, therefore changing your environment subconsciously. Like, you may not even have realized all of the changes that you made subconsciously, right? But it's happened, okay? New love. I told y'all, new love, new love, new love. This doesn't have to be romantic. Okay, it doesn't have to be romantic. This could be a love interest. This could also be self-love. This could also be friendship. This can also be a new passion or the love for a certain passion being revived. Okay, so some of y'all could be falling in love again with you know, something that maybe you kind of forgot about or you kind of been overlooking lately or whatever the case is. Okay, this can also be like life partner energy, and life partners aren't always romantic either, right? So again, just be open. Don't box yourself into anything. Be open to what's coming in, okay? We got dark masculine energy. Again, y'all are very, very protected, but Spirit wants you to be more protective over yourself. Okay, so tap into that dark masculine energy. Dark does not mean negative, okay? But tap into that dark masculine energy. We all have masculine energy. We all have feminine energy. Whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. We all share both energies, okay? So tap into that, you know, masculine energy when it comes to that protectiveness, right? Don't play about you this year. Do not play about you. If that means you got to sacrifice relationships with people, if that means you got to sacrifice whatever, do what you need to do, but don't play about you. Okay? We not even, don't do that. As I said, that sacrifice are needed pops out. Okay? Don't, you're going to be fine. All right? If you got to step away from people, if you got to change your environments, if you have to shift your perspectives or whatever, you'll be fine, right? But stand on business, okay? Childhood is coming out. Childhood could be significant. Healing from childhood or being freed from certain childhood traumas, okay? Inner child freedom. Some of you guys could be connecting a lot more with your inner child, you know, feeling the need to do things that you used to like to do. Color, paint, like I said before, going to the zoo or the aquarium or, you know, just inner child shit that children like to do. You could be finding fun right now, or you could be wanting to tap into right now. All right. Divine timing. It is all coming together. Everything is unfolding for you. All right. Spirit is saying, stay tuned. Stay tuned. It hasn't even really started yet. Even if you've been getting like little sprinkles of, you know, prosperity or abundance or whatever, baby, it hasn't even started yet. I wouldn't even say that that's the appetizer. That's not even an appetizer. That's like the palate cleanser, or that's like the drink. Like when you sit down in a restaurant, usually you get your drink before you get an appetizer. That's like the drink. You know what I'm saying? That's not even, we haven't even really gotten started yet. Okay? Sunday could be significant. The color yellow or gold could be significant. The number 1 could be significant. Bees or honey can be significant. The color orange can be significant as well. Jupiter is coming out. Oh, this is prosperity, actually. Prosperity. Look at that first word. Inheritance. I told y'all. Inheritance, okay? For some of y'all, this can also be court case wins if you have to go to court, or if you've been in court for something, okay? You can definitely be coming out good on the other side very soon. Spiders usually signify transformation. Okay. Thursday could be significant. The number 5 could be significant. And butterflies could also be confirmation. Let's get one more. Yeah, access denied. There's a lot of people who do not have access to you anymore. And anytime access gets denied, people are going to want to try, right? They're going to want to try to regain whatever access has been denied to them, right? So it's like when you swipe your card and that shit don't work, you're going to swipe it again. You're not just going to swipe it, be like, oh, it don't work. All right, moving on. No, you're like, hold up. Let me check again. Let me check again. So, like I said before, expect for people to kind of come back from your past, trying to figure out what's going on, what's new. Because when you sever ties from people energetically, they may not know exactly what happened. They may not know exactly what changes you made, but energetically they can feel that they're no longer connected to you, right? And it may put you in their mind. Like the fact that you severed ties with them energetically will cause them to think about you. It will cause them to pop up one day, just be like, I wonder what that person is doing. I wonder how that person is feeling. I wonder what they got going on. I haven't talked to this person in a while. Or let me try to reach out. Or let me try to whatever, right? So just, again, be mindful. Don't take people back from the past. If they're not here right now, it's for a reason. You know, we don't lose anybody that is not meant for us to keep. That just does not happen. We don't lose people that we're not meant to have in our lives. So if anybody is not here, they missed the boat. It's like when you go on a cruise and they fucking leave your ass, they're not turning around. They told you be at the pier by the specific time. Your ass wanted to lollygag and do whatever you wanted to do. And this boat is not waiting on you. Okay? We on a schedule. We running a tight ship around here, literally. So we're not waiting on you. You're going to have to fly back or fly to wherever we going next and wait there for us to get there. So protect your peace. You know, if access has been removed, keep the access removed. Don't give nobody their passes back. Don't give nobody their secret clearance back. Okay, if the secret clearance is gone, it's gone, and that just is what it is. If you have a secret clearance with the government and you lose it, you can never get that shit back again. They don't even play like that. Okay, so govern yourselves accordingly. All right, light and love. Shout out again to everybody who stuck around. Hopefully these messages resonated for the collective. Again, if you're interested in any one-on-one readings or mentorships, consultations, counseling sessions, any of those things, the special on my website is spend $50. You get 20% off of an additional healing service. So if you spend $50 on, thank you for the gift. If you spend $50 on a consultation, then you'll get 20% off of a reading if you want it. Or if you spend $50 on a mentorship, then you get 20% off of a counseling session if you want it. Shit like that. All right. The promo code is PocaHonest, spelled just like how it's spelled in my username. Put that in at not the real Pocahontas, just PocaHonest. Put that in the promo code section at checkout, and it will calculate the discount for you. Okay. Yes, this will be on YouTube. This will be posted tomorrow rising. Usually my lives go live again on YouTube at around like 6:15, between 6:15 and 6:30 a.m. So if you're up early, you'll be able to watch it as it's live. And even if you get up later, it'll be saved to YouTube by then, so you can go and replay it as many times as you need to. All right. I'll be back on here tomorrow. Again, the lesson will be on crystals and meditation. if I go to the office. Again, it's snowing right now, so I don't know how much snow we're supposed to get, and I'm not going out in no bad ass weather. So if I make it to the office, then we'll do our lesson as planned. If I don't, then we'll probably do a topic and a panel tomorrow. If we do a topic and a panel, it'll be later on, like around this time, rather than 4:30 p.m. If I do the lesson, it'll be around 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Love and light. Make sure again that you guys follow. Make sure that you have your live notifications on. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. That's linked in my bio. Check out the website, which is also linked in my bio, for any services that you may be interested in. Take these messages into consideration. This live will be posted tomorrow rising for those who want to watch it from the beginning, or for those who came in a little late and missed a couple of the messages. Everything will not resonate for everybody at that time. Sometimes it resonates later. Sometimes it doesn't resonate at all. But that's collectives. If you want a more personal reading that is more accurate to you and your energy, then you can book those via the website. All right. Light and love. I will see you guys tomorrow. Be safe. If it's snowing anywhere where you are, be safe, period. And have a great rest of your night.